I have a message for the spiritual folk and also the atheist skeptic camp folk. I was definitely locked in the skeptic camp for like my whole life, like more than 40 years. To the spiritual folks, I know you may like have tried to convince like your atheist family and friends to like believe what you believe. But like you need to give them a different pathway there, right? Like I couldn't get there on science. Like if you're going to tell me, you know, a year ago or any other time in my life except for now basically, sorry, to just like trust the universe and vibrate higher, it would have just been like, yeah, that's like the woo. I don't believe in that stuff. I denied anything that couldn't be like weighed, measured, you know, proven in a lab, falsifiable, that kind of thing. But it turns out that if you actually just follow the strict, cold data of physics, biology, and math to its limit, spirit and science collide, and they're not enemies. They're describing the same thing. I didn't have like some sort of spiritual awakening because I had some vision or something. I had like an ego death because I looked at the math and the physics and it just took me to an undeniable place. The double slit experiment, not a theory, that's a foundational fact. Matter behaves as a wave of probabilities until an observer looks at it, and then it's collapsed into a particle. Stephen Hawking's work showed that the universe's data storage capacity scales based on a 2D surface, not a 3D volume. So our 3D world is literally a holographic projection of a two-dimensional data set. That is a proven fact. So when you're looking at those things through like a skeptic's mind, you're like, well, this is describing a system that stays unrendered data until a conscious user looks at it, and then it projects a 3D experience from a 2D quote unquote hard drive. That's not a physical universe. That's a video game. That's a simulation. That's a rendering. So I still don't believe in God like in the church sense. I still don't believe in a lot of religion, but the core of it, the seeds are there, the kernels of truth are there. Then you look at consciousness and it's like, you know, mainstream science is like your brain creates your thoughts, you know, but you look at like the AWARE studies or the like Pam Reynolds case and like other patients where clinics were put into like clinical brain death, completely drained of blood and electrical activity, perfect flatline. When they're revived, they could still describe everything that had happened, right? Like if the brain is creating the consciousness, then a dead brain should not have any consciousness, should not be able to collect data, and yet it is and does. So that was a big click moment for me. The brain does not generate the mind. The brain is more like just an antenna. Sorry. So where did that leave us? The ancient mystics and the quantum physicists are talking about the same thing. They're screaming the same thing, like from opposite sides of the mountain here. You know, the all is one is quantum entanglement, right? Like they're just different ways to describe the same ideas. And once you accept the fact that there is a non-physical reality, if you're a skeptic, like you don't need to take a leap of faith. You just need to look at the data. And if you want to see how deep that rabbit hole goes, go all the way back to my first video and like watch them all the way through. There's layers building here.